back to Bio World. In the previous class, we have discussed about various non-specific defense mechanisms in our body. Do you remember what we have studied in our previous class? Yes, very good. So, different defense mechanism which is non-specific in nature. What do you mean by non-specific? Non-specific means not particular to a germ or a pathogen. Last class we have discussed the various non-specific defense mechanisms such as skin, mucous membrane, secretions like mucus, hydrochloric acid, lysozyme, earwax, etc. In addition to that, we have also discussed about certain mechanisms like phagocytosis, blood clotting mechanisms, inflammatory response and fever. Fever is not a disease but it is a symptom. It indicates the invasion of pathogens inside our body which causes various sorts of infections. So, the body temperature rises in order to destroy the germs, but persistence of high temperature may cause damage to our cell. So, it is better to seek medical help and take proper tablets in order to reduce the body temperature and thereby control the multiplication of pathogens. So, defense system can be broadly classified into two categories, specific defense and non-specific defense. Specific means act only to a particular pathogen or germs. Non-specific means common to all sort of pathogens. So dear children, today we are going to discuss some of the specific defense mechanism in our body. So as we have studied earlier, the WBC have different types of mechanism to prevent the entry of pathogen and to destroy and kill the germs which have already invaded in our body. The most powerful WBC is lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the smallest WBC. They are very specific in its action. Basically, there are two types of lymphocytes, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. Before going to the details of various types of lymphocytes and its function, let's get familiarized the two terms in relation with the topic, that is antigen and antibodies. Antigens are any foreign particles or pathogen which can stimulate our defense system. So what do you mean by antigens? Antigens are any foreign particles or pathogen that can stimulate our defense system. Now, what is antibody? Antibodies are certain proteins produced by our cells to fight against the antigen. So, antigen means foreign bodies which stimulate our defense system, whereas antibodies are certain proteins or chemicals produced by our cells which can fight against the or which help to fight against the entrance of or entered pathogen. Is it clear? So lymphocytes are of two types, B lymphocytes and T lymphocyte. B lymphocytes are those which are mature at the site of bone marrow. Have you seen bone marrow? This is the simple illustration showing the structure of bone marrow. This is the structure of bone marrow. Inside the bone marrow, the lymphocytes get matured and start its function. This typical B lymphocyte produce antibodies and their mode of action in three different ways. They destroy the bacteria by disintegrating their cell membrane. They neutralize the toxins of the antigen. They destroy the pathogen by stimulating other WBC. So how the B lymphocytes act? They destroy the bacteria by disintegrating the cell membrane. They neutralize the toxins of the antigen and they destroy pathogens by stimulating other WBC. The next type of lymphocyte which have a key role in specific defense mechanism is T lymphocyte. As the name indicates, T lymphocyte, they mature in thymus gland. Do you remember the thymus gland as we have studied in our endocrine system? So this particular T lymphocyte mature in thymus gland. The major function of T lymphocytes are they stimulate other defense cells of the body, they destroy the cells affected by virus and they destroy cancer cell. So they are very powerful type of lymphocyte which are very specific in its action. So this is an illustration showing the importance of blood in defense mechanism. The blood and defense mechanism, it helps in production of antibodies, blood clotting, raising body temperature, that is fever, healing of wounds, phagocytosis, inflammatory response. Now let's see what is immunoglobulin. The defense chemicals produced by B lymphocytes as antibodies are known as immunoglobulins. This is a Y-shaped protein with specific binding sites for antigen. These sites help to recognize and destroy antigens specifically. There are 5 types of immunoglobulins such as IgA, IgD, IgE, IgG and IgM. So immunoglobulins are special types of antibodies produced by B lymphocytes. Now let's see the role of lymph in defense mechanism. Similar to blood and blood vessel, there is another fluid in our body, lymph and lymphatic system. So this system have a crucial role in maintaining our defense. The lymph formed from blood and reabsorbed into blood has prominent role in defense mechanism like the blood itself. Lymph contains plenty of lymphocytes. They destroy the disease-causing bacteria in lymph nodes and spleen. So these are the various methods of natural defense mechanism. So here we come to the end of this module. Thank you.